There's a strange moment that can quietly kill attraction. A woman asks a simple question. A man feels misunderstood, and instead of answering once, he starts explaining everything. His intentions, his feelings, his decisions, his entire side of the story. And the more he explains, the less attractive he can become. Why? Because sometimes, over-explaining doesn't communicate confidence. It communicates insecurity. And here's the part most men don't realize. You can be telling the truth and still be losing attraction. 1. Over-explaining can signal insecurity. Imagine a woman says, "Why did you take so long to reply?" A confident man might simply say, "I was busy, everything's good." But an insecure man might say, "I wasn't ignoring you, I was at work. Then my phone was in my car, and after that I had to help my friend, and I actually wanted to reply earlier, but then..." Notice what happened. The question was simple, but now he sounds like he's trying to prove himself innocent. People naturally pay attention to confidence. When a man constantly feels the need to prove that he's not doing something wrong, it can make a woman wonder why he feels so pressured to prove it. And that creates doubt. 2. Confidence doesn't need a lawyer. This is where things get interesting. A confident man isn't necessarily the man who talks the most. He's often the man who can say what he means and allow his words to stand. If he makes a decision, he doesn't need 5 paragraphs to defend it. If he disagrees, he can say, "I see it differently." If he makes a mistake, he can say, "You're right, I handled that badly." That's powerful because he's not desperately trying to control how she's interpreting him. Over-explaining often comes from the opposite place. It's the fear that if she doesn't completely understand every detail, she'll judge him, reject him, or lose interest. And ironically, that fear can create exactly what he was trying to prevent. Number 3. Mystery disappears when you explain everything. Attraction also needs room to breathe. When a man constantly explains every thought, every feeling, every decision, and every action, there is nothing left to discover. He gives away the entire story before the other person has even had a chance to become curious. This doesn't mean you should play games or intentionally become mysterious. It means you don't need to narrate your entire existence. A healthy relationship needs communication, but communication isn't the same thing as constantly defending yourself. There's a difference between explaining because someone deserves clarity and explaining because you're terrified they might misunderstand you. One shows maturity, the other can reveal insecurity. 4. She may start feeling your need for validation. Here's the deeper psychological issue. When someone keeps over-explaining, the conversation can slowly become less about understanding and more about getting reassurance. Do you believe me? Are you mad? Do you understand what I meant? Are we okay? Now, the other person isn't simply communicating with you. They're managing your anxiety. And attraction can suffer when someone feels like they constantly have to reassure you that you're good enough, trustworthy enough, or still wanted. Confidence says, "Here's my truth. You can decide what you think about it." Insecurity says, "Here's my truth. Please tell me you still approve of me." Those are completely different energies. 5. Know when to speak and when to stop. The solution isn't becoming silent, it's becoming intentional. If something genuinely needs clarification, explain it. If you've hurt someone, take responsibility. If there's a misunderstanding, communicate. But once you've made yourself clear, stop digging. You don't need to keep adding sentences because you're uncomfortable with the silence that follows. Sometimes the strongest thing a man can do is say what he needs to say, and then let the other person process it. Because attraction isn't built by constantly proving your worth. It's often strengthened when someone can see that you have nothing to desperately prove. So the next time you feel yourself explaining and explaining, pause and ask yourself one question. Am I communicating? Or am I trying to convince her to accept me? That question can reveal more about your behavior than you realize, because sometimes the moment you stop trying so hard to be understood is the moment people finally start seeing your confidence. Don't forget to subscribe to PhysioStick for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.